The Daltons Cousins is the 12th adventure of Lucky Luke, first published in 1958. The comic was written by René Goscinny and illustrated by the artist Morris. 33 years later, it was adapted into an episode of the second animated television series of Lucky Luke. How faithful was this adaptation? Let's spot the differences. A parody of the real-life Dalton gang had been created by Morris for the 6th Lucky Luke comic, Outlaws. In the previous adventure to this one, the cousins of the dead Dalton gang made a small appearance, as did Billy the Kid, Calamity Jane, and Jesse James, who would all reappear and be redesigned in future albums of this series. The Daltons Cousins starts by giving the identical brothers a proper introduction, as they stand admiring their identical cousins, Bob, Grant, Bill, and Emmett.
If only we could be like them.
Yeah, you're right, Joe.
They were beautiful, and they were so smart.
Joe, William, Jack, and Avril have a price on their heads too. Joe is wanted for $5, William $3, Jack $1, and Avril isn't wanted at all. These pathetic price tags were changed from $2.50, a sculpture carved in plaster, and Avril's mugshot was a sketch of him eating a banana.
We're gonna get our revenge on the enemy of the Dalton family.
After establishing that their shooting and horse riding skills are 0, the Daltons confront the man responsible for the death of their famous cousins. Luke, questioning whether what he is drinking has caused him to hallucinate, was changed from Coca-Cola to lemonade. This may have been joking upon the fact that until the early 1900s, Coca-Cola, created in 1886, contained cocaine.
You've had your last drink, cowboy. We've come to get even with you.
Joe humiliates himself by falling off his horse and into water 3 times. He only gives himself an accidental bath once in the comic.
You may have tricked us this time, but we'll be back.
I hope so. Pretty fun.
The fat stagecoach driver is Hank, who only appeared in 2 of the Lucky Luke comics. Like Undertaker Matthias Bones, Hank was used in practically every episode of this television series. The Daltons rob a stagecoach thinking it contains a trunk full of gold, but instead of nuggets of precious metals, they have stolen Bibles. This holy karma was replaced in the adaptation with a very meta moment, as the trunk is full of Lucky Luke comics, including ones featuring the Daltons, despite this being their first encounter with the cowboy.
Look, Joe, it's you! You're famous, huh?
Lucky Luke! Oh, I hate him!
Take it easy, Joe. Stay calm.
Their attempt to attack a farmhouse leaves them exhausted due to being chased off the property by the farmer's wife and Bart Simpson.
Homer, you mustn't hurt them now.
Oh, sorry, Homer Simpson. And Joe tells his brothers that they'll have to train harder to be better bandits. This was altered from the comic where the humiliated Daltons pass by Lucky Luke, and Joe vows to him that they'll become even more dangerous than their famous cousins. Luke actually believes this, but despite thinking to himself that he must do something to prevent this from happening, he doesn't, which is probably why this line was cut from the episode.
We're outlaws, ma'am, and we came to rob your farm, if you don't mind.
And so the dumb but determined Dalton brothers do their best to get tougher. This montage includes exercise, target practice, a healthy diet, and practicing making menacing faces and intimidating postures. The adaptation removed the mirror and the food, and changed the exercise panel, so Avril is jumping rope, not Jack, Joe is fighting a punch bag instead of Avril, Jack, or possibly Avril again, is lifting weights, and William's jog is absent. After weeks spent wreaking havoc and giving a bad name to the Wild West, the Daltons arrive in Killer Gulch to have a rematch with Lucky Luke. Upon sighting them, an old man is so frightened that he runs out of his wheelchair, and an undertaker rubs his hands with glee. Joe comments how marvellous it is to be famous. This joke was not included in the episode, but was used in an episode of The New Adventures of Lucky Luke.
Ain't it grand to be famous?
In a surreal humour moment to prove to Luke how strong their teamwork is, Joe downs a bottle of alcohol, and his brothers react as if they have drunk it themselves. Avril sprawling against the bar drunk was changed to him passing out. However, this animated television series was not the first to slightly alter the outcome, as the first Lucky Luke adaptation, Daisy Town, did it first, and the live-action version of Daisy Town did it too. Just as Joe is about to toss a coin to decide which of the four brothers will get the pleasure of shooting Luke, the cowboy suggests a card game instead. In the original story, Luke shoots a hole straight through the middle of the coin, preventing Joe from knowing which side is heads and which side is tails. Furthermore, the coin wasn't even Joe's, as he took one from Luke.
Well, let's see what you got. I win 4 aces. 16 aces, cheaters. All of you.
Luke tricks the Daltons and a fight breaks out. The aftermath shows Joe hanging by his braces from the saloon light. Avril is lying over the barman, who is writing a farewell letter to his mother, and William and Jack have collapsed against each other, though William is still smacking Jack's backside with a glass bottle. In the episode, William is not bumping a bottle against his brother's bottom, and Avril seems to be struggling to stand up. Also, Joe doesn't have a black eye.
He went that way.
Thanks, Undertaker. We'll bring you some customers.
Thanks, Undertaker.
You're welcome back anytime.
The Daltons guard the north, east, south, and west of Killer Gulch, preventing anyone from leaving or entering the town, causing food supplies to get smaller and smaller. A page worth of citizens selling eggs for high prices, plus a man resorting to eating his horse, was not included into the adaptation.
It's been a week since anyone had a decent meal. Soon there'll be nothing to drink either.
I'm getting so thin.
Once proving he can easily beat them all in unarmed combat, Luke is given an offer from Joe. He and his brothers will forget the past if Luke joins them in carrying out crimes across America. Our hero agrees, but only so he can foil all their schemes, such as making the Daltons chop down trees to block a railway line that the cowboy knows has been abandoned. Next, he scouts some suitable banks for the brothers to rob, but tells all the managers that the Daltons are actors, and so should fill all their safes with bags full of rocks and worthless papers, so they can rehearse their play authentically. After the first robbery, it is revealed in the comic that Luke paid the local press to print the story, but this is not revealed in the adaptation until a couple of scenes later. Another change to the sequence is that none of the bankers resemble their original designs.
All right, nobody move.
Oh, excellent. You're a real pro. Oh, wonderful. Oh, I love it.
What's the matter with this creep? He should show he's scared out of respect.
Come on, let's go.
Encore! Encore!
A mistake in the English translation of this comic has Joe announcing that the men shall now bury their loot. In the comic's native text, Joe says he and his brothers should dig up and count their stolen stash, hence why there are no bags shown as they start to dig, only after they've made a hole, and why Joe opens one of the bags. Blaming each other for allowing Lucky Luke to trick them yet again, the brothers give each other, and for some reason their horses, a black eye. In the adaptation, Joe calms his brothers down before fists fly.
A bunch of stones. And old newspapers, those bankers are more crooked than we are. We've been tricked again!
At this point in the comic, 𝘊�ㄫ𝘶𝘶𝘶 and Morris mix up which of the four Daltons was William and which was Jack. This would continue to happen throughout the brothers' appearances in Lucky Luke Adventures. The adaptation did not make the same mistake. Besides video games, only one of the several adaptations of the series contributed to this identity theft. To track down our hero and get their revenge more efficiently, the quartet split up for the first of only one other time. This moment paints a fuller picture in the comic, as they part ways at 4 ominous signposts, and each brother thinks to themselves why they will be the one to succeed in killing Lucky Luke.
One for all and all against Lucky Luke!
Avril is the first to find Luke in the town of Frightful Gulch. He tells the proprietor of the hotel to send a telegram to Joe letting him know he has found the cowboy. The man hurries to the saloon to drink away the shock. This does not happen in the episode, nor does a Tom and Jerry cameo happen.
Don't you think we've broken enough bottles, Avril?
Fight like a man, Luke.
Avril's black eye was a substitute for a bloody red nose. Agreeing to finish the fight in the morning, Luke sticks a fly through the keyhole to Avril's room. The tallest Dalton spends the entire night trying to swat it, causing him to be so tired by sunrise that he passes out. In the adaptation, Avril's sleep deprivation was not caused by Luke. The town's name was changed to the very appropriate Mosquito Gulch. Luckily for Luke, he came prepared with a net. This does make more sense as to why Avril would be so determined to squash the bug that could potentially kill him. The other change to this short scene is that, unlike the comic, no citizens have gathered to spectate the fight.
Where are your brothers, Avril?
Jack's waiting for you at Killer Gulch, and he'll get you, you'll see.
At Killer Gulch, Jack Dalton has disguised himself, thinking Luke won't be able to recognize him. But he has to change his clothes twice, as Avril keeps saying hello to his brother.
That disguise is even better, Jack! Oh! Hey, you were supposed to hit Luke, not me!
This scene definitely cemented the fact that the tallest Dalton was the thickest. His only other minor moment of stupidity at this point in the adventure had been when he fell off his horse, something which the leader of the gang was not able to avoid either. If anything, Avril seemed to be the most sensible of the brothers, as he warned them that Luke was untrustworthy as an outlaw.
Lucky Luke, get ready to die! But we're like 6 shooters. Oh no!
William Dalton is waiting for Luke at Dead Man Gulch. 2 pages not adapted feature Jack and Avril warning our hero that he doesn't stand a chance against William, which Luke then debunks by casually shooting a fly off Avril's nose. The 2nd page shows William's target practice is annoying the citizens of the town.
William, you'll get him, keep trying!
If he keeps trying, he'll get all of us. Don't wait there.
During the shootout, William accidentally knocks a lit lantern into a large box full of ammunition. This was changed to Luke shooting the lantern into the big box. With only 1 bullet left, William suggests they play Russian roulette, an idea he regrets 2 seconds later. Behind Willie's back, Luke removes the bullet from the chamber. In the episode, he points his fingers at the little Dalton's back instead.
Bang! Nervous, ain't he?
The littlest Dalton is found at Coyote Gulch. After Luke disarms him, Joe throws a barrel at our hero, but misses and it crashes on top of his brothers. In the comic, the barrel is full of beer, which naturally leads to William, Jack and Avril getting drunk from consuming the frothy liquid. Joe attempts to make a run for it by jumping off the saloon balcony, but Luke grabs him by his braces. In the adaptation, the braces snap, but in the comic, Joe removes his own straps. Lucky Luke, or rather Jolly Jumper, drags the piano and barrel to the sheriff, who looks a lot younger than he does in the comic, and somehow knows exactly who the cowboy has brought him, despite not being able to see their faces or bodies. And for the first of many, many, many times, the Dalton brothers are put behind bars.
It's your fault.
No, it's yours because you're dumb.
You're all dumb. When do we eat, huh?
Oh.